Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to the Broncos Buzz on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and today, everything Broncos and Raiders. We have a couple of co-hosts or a couple of guests, I should say. But this is a show that's brought with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments, Spence's comments, Johnny's comments, and Jack Kenna's comments. We are Broncos Buzz. Johnny, Jack, welcome to Broncos Buzz. If you guys can't tell, they're both Raider fans. So it's going to be a fun show. Guys, welcome. Everybody having a great week so far?
Great week, man. It's good to be back on the show.
Good. Glad to have you again, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, I watch you guys every Friday. So it's awesome to be on the show, man. And back on the show.
Yeah, welcome. Jack, how about you?
Man, it feels good to feel good again. Last night on the Wild West show, it's like I felt so sick. And I got an empty tummy, so I'm going to try to keep up with Spence, but I feel like every beer that I have is going to be like 2 to his 1 because I have like nothing in my stomach because I felt sick last night. But I am glad to be with you guys too. And Johnny, it is so good to meet you, bro. I love meeting young Raider fans because your story is so different than my story. And there's a lot of stories to be told. So, gentlemen, fantastic to be here.
All right. Spence, how was your week?
My week was good until yesterday. My daughter got sick, and so I'm probably going to get sick being the daddy and taking care of her. But you know what? We're on Thanksgiving break. The kids are having fun. The wife is happy. The rain has finally stopped out here, I think, for the first time in a week and a half. Mm-hmm. But it's good to be doing the show with Johnny and Jack. And let's get it on, all right? Come on, just drink it.
What the heck
Spence,
is that?
I won't be able to keep up with you tonight, bro. That's for sure.
Hey,
man.
You know what, Jack? For you, I got to do one thing. I made a promise to you on your show, The Wild Wild West. We had a little bet that the Broncos would cover. I did not, so we wagered a beer. I'm going to do it in your honor.
Oh, I love. Oh, go Spence!
Good
go,
gosh,
go,
dude!
Go!
Hey,
nice.
The way he did that so easily, that wasn't beer.
It was smooth.
It was colored water or something.
It was smooth.
No freaking way. All right. Before we get to the topics, we have a new member of the MHRT Network. David Ja'Quan, thank you so much for becoming a member of the MHRT Network. I'm not sure what level you are, but let us know which level you are, because you're the very first one, man. Really do appreciate you becoming a member, and thanks again for your support, man. Really, really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. David Ja'Quan follows up by saying, happy. Oh, we're going to get into that. Happy for Will Lutz's new contract. We're going to get into that, but not right at the beginning. But I'll bring that right back up. Oh, wait a minute.
This is my buddy Jimmy. We call him Corn. Corn, welcome to the show. Thank you for being a part of the show.
But he says he can't see anything. What do you mean?
He's an older guy. His vision's lost. He probably forgot his glasses.
Wow.
Oh, dude, this is funny. My co-host put it down to that funny as hell.
Big E Bronco, welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. How's everybody doing tonight? Doing great, man. It's a Friday night. We're on a bye week, which I hate. I hate bye weeks because 2 weeks ago, hang on. 2 weeks ago, we played on a Thursday night. Then we didn't play Sunday, so I had to wait through that whole weekend to get to Sunday where we played the Chiefs, which we'll get into that. And now I got to wait a whole nother week plus. I'm going to go lose my mind.
It's a good thing to help the team.
Yeah, but it doesn't help me.
Well, who would you rather help, the team or one fan?
That's jacked up. Yeah, I'd rather,
Yeah, that's true.
I'd rather
Right
help the
there.
team. He got me there. That's for sure.
Hey, Richie Rich.
Almost got the
What's
Wild
up,
West
Richie?
going. I'm
My
not a
co-host.
Chargers fan. I'm not a Chargers fan. 2 Raiders fans and Kona the Broncos fan. How come I wouldn't include it? Because he said I was a Wagner fan. That's just jacked up. Rich, everybody ought to know better. No, would you stop? That was Photoshop, dude. That's just wrong. That
Hey,
is
this
just
Vic.
wrong.
Hey Spence, you got to send me that photo, man. I need that photo.
That's meds. Okay, so David Yonkin has a question for you two down there, Johnny and Jack. So what the H is going on with the Raiders? I thought they were supposed to do something this season. Want to comment?
Oh,
I'm not. Go
Go ahead.
No one wants to
Go ahead,
comment?
Johnny. And I'll answer after you.
Okay. What the hell is going on with the Raiders, man? I don't know. I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is Geno Smith right now. Geno Smith. I do not think it's Pete Carroll. I think the Raiders will be just fine if they stick with Pete Carroll. You got to get rid of Geno. You got to get an offensive line, guys that actually know how to block. And I think that's the biggest issue right now, aside from not giving Ashton Genty the ball. I mean, you draft this guy 6th overall to not give him the ball. It's just it's not going to work out.
That's a good point. You had your hand up, Kona. What's up?
No, I think this is the right. If I understand the Raiders' mantra right now, I think their business model is, let's see what we can do to almost win, baby, and get that first round overall draft pick.
But you can't draft the entire offensive line in the first round.
Yes, but you can draft a good quarterback with the first overall pick. You can draft an awesome lineman with the first pick in the second round. You can make some good trades with valuable assets you got. The Raiders just have to go through this season and mess up to put themselves in a better business position moving forward.
There you go. You nailed it there, Johnny. Geno Smith was a bridge quarterback anyway until you guys get able to get the draft one.
All right. So here we go. There's a lot of things that are messed up. There's a big disconnection with Pete Carroll, who used to be called Compete. Raider Nation knows COM, C-O-M, capital P-E-T-E. You don't compete if you're a Pete Carroll's guy, like Geno. You make a Jackson Powers Johnson, one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL, at center, and you move him over to guard. Why? I don't know. But your son, Brandon Carroll, is the guy I'm screaming for to get fired, kicked to the curb, done, bar none. I don't want to see that guy ever again, but he's his son. So he support him. So JPJ has got to peak with Kappa.
Yeah.
And then just like, this last game, he's going to have to, battle back and forth. And this last game, Putnam, who's a backup center. So really, he's a third string center. And now he started, and then you move Meredith over to guard because Kappa's not doing what he's supposed to do.
We already had that one.
How in the heck does that even make any sense? And I posted this, I said this a couple times on the Wild West show. Like, Meredith was a top 10 left guard, and Parham, who's at the left guard, was number 17 at the right guard, and JPJ at center. So it is all messed up. There's no time for anyone to do anything with that offensive line. And it's like you look at like Genty. Okay, he's supposed to be like this. He's the number 6 overall pick. You know how many yards he gets, before he gets touched in the backfield? 0.66 yards. 0.66. So that means he's barely even scratching the surface on, going forward. So I put that on, Pete, number 1. Number 2, biggest one is Brendan Carroll. And then, on Chip Kelly.
There you go, right there.
Yeah.
David Yonkin says he watched the Cowboys-Raiders game. And why did Chip Kelly and your offensive coordinator throw more than run the ball? You just explained it, because they can't run the frickin' ball.
I think I mentioned that during the summertime, Bill, that Chip Kelly is a great college offensive coordinator, college coach. In the
Right.
pros, he has been deplorable. Why Pete Carroll brought Chip Kelly was undermined your entire system. I think if Pete Carroll gets held on for another year, Chip Kelly's got to go.
He's got to go. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go. And Brandon Carroll needs to go too. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna shift to the very first topic, which is a recap of last Sunday's thriller of a game. Oh my gosh! First time the Broncos.
Hey, as a Raiders fan, I'm glad you guys got that victory, man. I want to see the Kansas City Chiefs not make the playoffs for the first time in like 9 years.
Well, that's true. It's the first time the Broncos have actually beaten the Chiefs legitimately. Last year, when we beat them the last game of the season, they didn't play anybody. This time, they played everybody. So this one means more to me than it did last year. Final score, 22-19. And we'll get into the Will Lutz part. Let me actually get to that one now. What I've been talking about. Let me pull that out. I was going to make that the last topic, but we'll pull it out. 22-19. In my opinion, Bo Nix did not look all that sharp, but on that last drive where they had to have field position, where they had to have first down on what, a 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, he throws to Cortland Sutton on a scramble to the right completion, and then drops a beautiful little drop pass in between two defenders to Troy Franklin to set up that winning field goal. Before I get, let me go ahead and get you guys' thoughts on that game from what you guys saw in relationship to that entire game. I mean, Sean Payton said it was the loudest he's ever heard Bronco fans in that stadium in the 3 years or 2 years that he's been head coach. That's amazing. That's exactly what we needed. What do you guys think?
3 big takeaways I had from that game. The first thing is I have been on Bo Nix throwing the ball over 20 yards accurately. He was 3 for 4, connected 3 times, and his only miss was a barely just miss on a touchdown pass. But it was thrown in the right place where it wasn't in danger of getting intercepted. So Bo Nix threw a better ball. His passer rating for the game was 128.9, his second highest of the season. So I kind of disagree with you, Bill, that Bo didn't have the completion percentage that you're probably used to, but no turnovers, 295 yards, put his team in position. There wasn't really one time, except for once on a deflected ball, that you thought he was going to intercept. He played a good game. He stayed within himself, and his deep passes were accurate. The only thing of concern was our running game. 21 rushes for 59 yards. Yeah.
Well, we don't have J.K. Dobbins.
Don't have Dobbins. And Harvey, they for some reason, Kansas City knew when Harvey was going to run because you saw the line load up. You saw the audibles to the line loading up, and they were just all over Harvey. So there's got to be a little more.
They got to change that.
They've got to change that. Defensively, we had 2 of our top guys, PS2 and Singleton, out, and the defense played that well against the Kansas City Chiefs. It wasn't the complete game we've seen before, maybe like against Cincinnati or Dallas, but it was a complete game against a 500 or better team. This is something that these guys can hang their hats on and learn from. Plus, they can now take this time off that they have, which is more than well-deserved, to work on some of the offensive woes that they've got, some of the blocking schemes. Bo Nix can start practicing more on the deep passes. This is going now into the meat of their lineup. That Sunday night game at Washington is big. How are they going to react coming off a long break propelling them for the next rest of the season.
Washington has the same break length. So
yeah, but the Redskins have their issues. I mean, Commanders.
I know. What do you guys think, Jack? Johnny?
Jack?
I do have a question. So how big was it, like, last season? And I understand about, like, letting young guys sit. And Sean Payton, like, had Bo Nix come in to give him the experience he got from last year as being a rookie coming into year number 2 and having that experience to, like, do what he did. I thought it was probably his best game of the year. He doesn't need to score touchdowns, the way your defense is playing. But I was very impressed with, Bo Nix. I watched that game, going against Kansas City. I'm like, wow. Kansas City rules the roost in the AFC West. And you guys, he played a very good game, young man. I've seen him like this season with very happy feet in most games, but this game, he looked more poised and possessed. So, I mean, what's your guys' thought on that?
What's your Johnny?
You know what? I actually have to take back, the stuff that I said about Bo Nix before, because I remember the last time I was on the show, I talked about Bo Nix kind of going into like a sophomore slump and not having a really good season. So I actually have to take that back now, because Bo Nix is having a really good season, I feel, like you guys were saying. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really watch too much of that game, because usually when two AFC West opponents are playing each other, I kind of tune out because I really don't care.
Because you want both of them to lose.
Right, Johnny. I agree with you on that.
I want both to lose, but at the same time, I would much rather see the Broncos play well and succeed rather than the Chiefs right now. So yeah, happy you guys won that game.
Yeah. On that footnote, going back to here where David Yonkin says, happy for Will Lutz. His new contract extension. Go ahead and say what that was, Spence, and then I'll get to the topic on that.
Yeah, 3-year contract extension. Initially, numbers haven't been posted yet, but definitely more than well-deserved. Let me see if I got the numbers from...
Maybe they haven't released it yet. Sometimes they don't.
Pulling it up right now on a few websites. Keep him under contract through 2028. No official numbers released yet, but he's locked in for the next 3 seasons. That's a good thing. You've got a kicker who is dependable, reliable. I applaud the Walton family for securing an asset that we need valuable for this run that we're going on right now.
Absolutely.
And I will say this, you guys would, getting Benito with that contract, what a steal of a contract. He could have gotten so much more. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, and Jack, I talked about this while the negotiations were going. Benito had to make a huge decision. Did he go for the gold right now? Did he want all the money, put it in his pocket and hurt his team? Or did he want to live comfortably but develop a legacy? And he chose the legacy, where Parsons wanted to get paid. He's going to put Green Bay in a very difficult position, maybe not in 2026, but 2027 onwards. Benito, he's getting paid reasonably good enough for him, and it's going to allow the Broncos business-wise to bring in more valuable assets to maintain that defense at a high level. So Benito gets huge kudos. He could have gone for maybe 35, 40, even more, but he chose to stay in the 22 to 25 range to make sure more assets could come in.
Right.
Hey, we got a new subscriber to the network that just subscribed, Patriots fan forever. Hey, we're glad you're here, man. We love having you. Hey, Patriots are doing great.
You know what? We've had a few Patriots fans.
That's Brian.
It's interesting because the Patriots and Broncos seem to be on that collision path somehow, some way in the playoffs. Now, the Broncos have got 2 real difficult games coming up remaining on their schedule. The Patriots, they've got Buffalo they got to face again, and a Baltimore team that is resurgent. So And I've spoken before. Brett Maine is on his way to possibly be having an MVP season. If he has a masterful performance against Baltimore and their resurgence, it might put him in the lead coming to the offseason race for MVP.
Yeah. Eddie E7B says hello. I say, what's up? Hello. David Yonkin says, as a starter, I didn't realize this, but Bo Nix is 19-9 the first 2 seasons.
He
Wow.
is. We missed one. I want to go back. I think this is a buddy of mine.
Sorry.
No, this is a buddy of mine. Colchi Brand. Colts will beat the Chiefs by at least 6 points. Just want to share that information. Oh, you know what? I respect your opinion, but I think for Broncos' sake, we're rooting for the Chiefs because that helps our playoff position. In case
Right, it does. It does. You know, the Broncos lost to the Colts by that 1 point.
Oh.
So it really does help. It's kind of weird, you know, to have to root for an AFC West team, a rival, someone who's won 9 years in a row, and you have to root for them just because, you know, the position in the playoffs. So
yeah, I know.
It's kind of bizarre, you know, after so many years. But I hope it happens. You know, I hope it happens for you guys, honestly.
Going back to Lutz, clocking into work. Vichin.
No, that's Victory Lap.
Oh, Victory. I don't know why it comes up like that.
I know how they do this now. It's weird.
I don't like the way YouTube's doing this. Going back to Will Lutz. Broncos kicker. This is really impressive. Broncos kicker Will Lutz is Mr. Clutch. After kicking 5 field goals against the Chiefs last Sunday, and the 5th one being the game winner, Will Lutz has the most game-winning field goals in the NFL since 2023 with 8 game-winning field goals. Wow. That is impressive.
Now, I got to say something. Step in here earlier. Logan, respect your opinion, but you know what? This is a man who just went through testicular cancer surgery. And for him to be the weak link for Denver, no. You want to know something? He might be the weak link defending tight ends, but
I thought you were going to say something else.
He can definitely empower doing a lot of other things. So
I thought, with all joking aside, I really thought you were going to go down a Mudungus road of saying, well, he may be the weak link in other areas.
You just went down the Mudungus road.
I know. I just went down.
Well, maybe I'm going down McDungus road. It's like, you know, I like your middle linebacker. Again, talking with, you know, Denver Broncos fans, and I looked at what he did last year, and, you know, ahead of like one of my favorite players on the Raiders who went to the Patriots who's going to end up playing you guys in Spillane. And it's like, when he did that, you know, that move over Genty, it's like, you know, grabbing his stuff. And then it's like, you know, then he has to have surgery. That's karma, bro. That's karma as a Raiders fan. I can't hide that. So, but I do like him as a player.
You got a point there. You got a point there in a way, Jack. You got a point.
Don't grab your junk when you're going to have to get your junk, you know, cut open.
This went down a different.
Johnny, what do you think about that? You know, hanging over Genty. I mean, Bill's the one that brought it up to me in a private phone call. He's like,
Okay.
Wow. I don't think I would have phrased it that way, Jack, but it's okay.
I don't know how to say it. Like, you know, I don't want to say anything like, you know, that's cursing words. So I said junk.
Well, no, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the private phone call. Like you make it sound like we're like some type of. Anyways, Logan wants to know. Speak facts. What is Singleton good at?
He's good at defending the run and putting his teammates
not the
in
pass,
position,
though. Not the pass.
Which is it's a tough learned trait, but you know what? This is a guy. You may think he's the worst player. You may think he's horrible, whatever. This was a guy who, the day after he had testicular cancer surgery, was back at the training facilities. in all the meetings, working with all the teammates, communicating, being a team leader. So
True.
voice your opinion. That's fine. But until you see what he does off the field for the team to get into a better position, you can't speak to that.
David Ja'Quan, you're right. Only I would think of that. I know. I'm going back to the whole private thing. Anyways,
I know who this is, Rod. I would be Rams Broncos Bowl. Maybe. I've had a few people who have texted me this. A few people who I play volleyball with have said the same thing, that this would be an awesome. Hey, Clayton, how you doing? Broncos,
hey guys.
Rams, Super Bowl. Oh.
Yeah. And he follows up like always. Clayton Ron follows up by saying, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe. And by the way, guys, the MHRT now is offering memberships, the 3 different levels. I don't know the different levels, but you can go and check out MHRT Network on YouTube. Check it out. There's 3 different levels. The 3rd level, the highest level, I think is super fan or something like that. Anyways, you can actually be on a show. Right now it's only on the neighborhood, which is the Broncos neighborhood, on Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays or whenever they play. And you can, when you become that membership, then you can actually go onto the show and be part of what Johnny and Jack are doing right now. So just throwing that out there, guys. If you're so inclined, you're not obligated, but it would definitely be fun to see some of our fans that are in the chat that do become members. It would be great to see you guys in and actually on the show. All right. Public address announcement has been concluded. Continue.
This comment by Beans, Jack and Johnny, what do you think?
Derek Carr and John Gruden.
Read it off. I'm on my phone, so it's like it's small.
It says Beans 8452 says we need Carr and Gruden back.
So Bean, I will say this.
Agree with Carr.
What?
Well, Johnny, what do you think? Is it the Derek Carr DC4, or is it like 2027 the Notre Dame Carr? And you know what? I can't argue with Gruden because he improved every single year. And the only reason why he got fired, because he said in some, but the NFL leaked, with, his boy in Washington about somebody having like lifts out, looked like Michelin Man. So it's like, you're going to get fired off a comment like that. I mean, shoot, it's like,
yeah, no, I think that Derek Carr and John Gruden, I think they have this team on the right track for sure. I mean, if you look at the year that he got fired, or I'm sorry, the year that he, stepped down, that team made the playoffs. So yeah. I think the team was on the right direction, and I just think that Derek Carr did really, really dirty by Josh McDaniels. I'm still mad about that. I think he should have been able to at least play his final game there in Vegas and have his farewell. But yeah, no, I think not right now. I don't think we need Carr back right now. I don't think we need Gruden either.
What quarterback would you guys trade for if you had an opportunity?
None. Johnny, I agree. I think John Gruden was on the right track.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a sabotage move by the NFL. I feel like a guy who's like, seeing the merger, like being a young kid. It's like the merger from, the 2 leagues, and then Al Davis having to like not being that commissioner, and again, the world versus Al, him fighting all the stuff for all our AFC West teams and all the AFC, and having to go against like Pete Rozelle. I've seen all those battles, and it's like what was done there, that was done dirty by our commissioner Roger Goodell. Otherwise, I don't see him stepping down. I felt like Mark got the pressure. You had to step him down. If he was on the right trajectory, every single year that he's been there, the team has improved. But I will say this: if John Gruden ever came back with, I will say incomplete now, not compete, incomplete or Sleepy Joe Pete, if he gets let go, I don't know who would come in. I don't really want regime change because I'm tired of it over year after year. You got to restart over every single time. But if it were to happen, I can't argue with John Gruden come back as long as he doesn't ever make another draft pick ever.
So let me ask you this. Going back to that situation, who benefited with John Gruden being let go by the Raiders? Who benefited?
NFL.
Yeah. The league commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. John Gruden is good for the NFL. Yes, he made a mistake. He apologized. He had regrets for it. But do you take the man's livelihood away?
No.
Unless you have an ulterior motive.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with if you look at what is it? The whole Pete Rose thing in baseball. What was the guy's name that was a commissioner then? Huh?
I'm trying to
baseball. Bart Giamatti.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Pete Rozelle when he got banned.
I'm talking about
head coach making bets.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying is, do you ban him from the Hall of Fame from what he did on the field? You can't. You can't mix apples and oranges. You can't mix. You can't mix it. What you do on the field should be what gets you into the Hall of Fame.
But
I'm not a Pete Rose fan, but I look at it as what you do on the field gets you in the Hall of Fame. What you do off the field, okay, that may then put an asterisk by it or whatever. But what he did on the field was amazing. I mean, you got Bond. You're gonna have Bonds in the freaking Hall of Fame, and the dude was on steroids with a head this freaking big.
I hope Bonds doesn't get in. But no,
Bill, as a Giants fan, I agree with you. Barry Bonds' head is like no one's head grows, but his head grew. I've never seen that in my entire life, but he's the most amazing baseball player I've pretty much ever seen in my life. Not my favorite, but the most amazing. That is crazy. His head grew.
Yeah, I'm just all I'm saying is, okay, the steroid era. I know we're off track, but that's what this show is all about. We just go different directions. But you can't look at what John Gruden did for the NFL and what John Gruden did for the Oakland/Vegas Raiders. You have to look at what he did with that team. Same with John Madden. John Madden was a legend. I love that guy. I played Madden football on my PS5. The guys, you know how he talks. But I just love the guy. Thought he was fantastic. Couldn't stand him when he was the Raiders head coach because he was constantly beating the Broncos. But he was a great head coach. Same with John Gruden. Okay, you do something wrong off the field. Why does that have precedence on the field? I just don't understand. What do you think, Johnny? Give me your opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, he did get, I mean, you're talking about emails that are, how old are the emails?
Exactly.
Like, how far did they go back? Because like Derek Carr said, I remember Derek Carr was in an interview and they asked him about Gruden. And he said that, if you're going to do that, then let's go through everybody's emails. Mm-hmm. Let's open up everybody else's emails and see what we find.
Yeah.
You're going to find something.
I mean, look at John Elway. Unfortunately, he was driving a golf cart and his best friend and mentor and agent or whatever fell off the back, hit his head on the concrete and died. Do you take away John Elway's Hall of Fame? I mean, you just see what I'm saying, how far this can go? It's ridiculous. And I'm not condoning what happened. I mean, it was an accident. They've said that, but still, I mean, it's just, I don't get it.
But it comes back to who has the intention to do due diligence.
But they shouldn't have that authority. They shouldn't have that power.
Well, that's where you have to expose it and then go from there. I would say this. If you get Tom Brady on the same page to bring Gruden back, Gruden's going to be your head coach.
Yeah. Yeah. I got that. That'd be great.
And I'll say I'm okay with that as long as he doesn't do another draft pick because he does not draft well. So besides that, there's going to be some big time changes in the Raiders organization when the season's over. That's for sure. And we got to watch it to find out.
Chewy says, "Go Raiders!" There you go. You got Raiders in the house.
So Chewy and I are going to meet up, the day after Thanksgiving. So Chewy, my brother, I'm looking forward to meeting you for the first time live, bro.
That's cool, man. David Young says, and this is to you guys again, is it Pete or is it Tom Brady the problem? Just asking.
I mean, I think it'd definitely be more Pete than it is Brady at this point. I mean, Pete Carroll's the one that's on the field. He's the one coaching. So I think it would definitely have to be Pete.
Okay, what do you think, Jack?
What do you think, Jack?
Well, I absolutely agree. It's like, it is on non-compete when we talk about compete and the season's over and we can't play a single rookie pretty much on his team to feel like what we have going into 2026. And Pete always like, for Gino, when he played so bad, it's like, oh, it's practice. It's practice. That was Alvin Iverson type stuff. It's practice. Well, it's a live game. And, we got blown out by the Chiefs. It's like we need to see what we have going into the future versus like playing what you feel like as a 74-year-old man and I just need to get one more win under my belt. No, this season's over. We need to see what we got. And it also falls, I said this last time on your guys' show, it's his son, Brendan Carroll. Yep. The worst offensive lineman coach I've ever seen in my entire life, mixing up the offensive line. And Richie knows this. If Richie's still watching, I've said this since week 1, every single week. He does not know what he's doing because if he was not Pete Carroll's son, he would be fired and gone. And please,
that's why you don't work with family members. I've done that before. It doesn't work.
No, you do not bring family members in. I'll give you an example. My dad was an incredible toy inventor. My mom told me, he's like, you are not going to be as good as your dad. I don't want you working with your dad. And she was right. I went out and I built my own career. Pete Carroll, you see what he's trying to do. He wants his son to get some experience. He thinks his son will be a valuable asset to somebody or somewhere. No, unfortunately, it's failed. And Pete Carroll's is going to be a good dad first before a good teammate. And unfortunately, it could be his undoing. And so decisions have to be made. I mean, his son as an offensive line coach, not working out. Chip Kelly as an offensive coordinator, not working out. So Pete's got to make what's going to happen is either Tom Brady and Mark Davis are going to make a brutal choice or Pete Carroll has got to make a brutal choice. One of those two is going to happen.
Yeah,
agreed.
Chewy says the problem is Pete, Chip, and Mark.
Is
Mark the owner? Is he the problem?
I don't think it's Mark. I don't feel it's on Mark because Mark spends all this money to pay guys to do the job because he knows he's not his dad. He's not Al Davis. Right. So he pays the money, but unfortunately, it's like he's making mistakes. The people that he's hiring to make these choices. So, Johnny, I do have a question for you. So this is kind of interesting. So next year with Gino, if we were to cut him, it's an $18.5 million cap hit.
Yeah.
Or for another $8 million, you just keep him for another year, just $8 million, and you got $104 million in free spending money in the salary cap next year. What would you do?
I don't think you keep him. I think you got to get rid of Geno Smith. You got to look to the draft now. You're not gonna, I'm getting real tired of the Raiders, experimenting and cycling through these older quarterbacks.
Who's your backup, Johnny? Real quick, who's your backup behind Gino?
It's Kenny Pickett right now.
Yeah.
Would you get rid of like Jack said? Would you get rid of Gino and have Pickett mentor, or Gino stay on and mentor?
I would much rather have Kenny Pickett mentor a draft pick.
Okay,
So John, I got another question for you.
This year.
Would you rather have Pickett or Aiden O'Connell?
That's a tough one. I mean, we saw the way Aiden played last year. He actually played a lot better than Gino has this year, obviously.
Right.
But I still think that Aiden threw a lot of interceptions last year. In ways he kind of looks similar. He's kind of a statue in the pocket. Doesn't really know how to move. And so yeah, I think I'd rather have Kenny, to be honest.
Here you go.
Go.
Speaking real quick, Anthony V303 said Gino will not be trying too hard on his last season. What's that? A free payday? What do you guys think?
Shoot, who knows?
Gino was the beneficiary here. And so you brought up the excellent question. Do you keep Gino and pay him $8 million to train somebody, or do you take the cap hit? If you're trying to build something, you take the cap hit. You get rid of Gino. Try to get rid of honestly, and Jack and Johnny, you probably don't.
That's what we did with. That's what we did with Russell Wilson.
That's what we did with Russell Wilson. We got rid of him, but you make smart draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
So let me throw this to you, Jack and Johnny. Do you guys trust your general manager right now?
Mm-hmm.
That's another tough one.
Yeah, exactly. Go, Johnny.
And I understand what Johnny's saying, because Pete Carroll is not letting the rookies play. He's really not giving them any free reins. I mean, like a great example is like Porter. Porter has played way better than Kai Blue Kelly. Again, Kai Blue Kelly played great against your Broncos. He had 2 picks, but that was the only game he played well in. He's the worst rated cornerback in the league.
Well, of course he did great against the Broncos. He's the worst rated cornerback.
No, he had 2 picks. He had 2. Wait, Bill. He had 2 picks against Bo in that game.
What I'm saying.
When we played each other. But he is the worst rated cornerback in the NFL as a starting cornerback. They went cheap on the defensive side. Again, missing out on players that we let go. But none of these rookies are playing. None. The season's over. Pete says, I just want to win a game. Wait a minute. You want to win a game? What are you winning? You're not winning anything. In reality, it's like I don't ever want to say tank, but the Raiders are so bad this year that I want them to lose every other game to get what you guys have and what Kansas City has.
You can't have our quarterback. You can't have our defense. You can't have our
franchise quarterback.
Well, you know what? They can if they make the right choices. No,
they cannot have Bo Nix. They cannot have PS2.
I'm not saying to take Bo Nix. I'm not saying to take our assets. I'm saying you can develop your own if you make the right choices and you get a leader in there that believes in developing the chemistry and the culture first.
But doesn't it take ownership? Because remember, when we had that whole Pat Bowlen, the late Pat Bowen's estate being handled by, what was his face? John Elway, and who's the other guy? The main person that really screwed everything up. Anyways, I can't remember his name. I'm glad. But that was a whole fiasco. That was horrible. When we got the Walton Penner ownership group, things changed. Do you think? Let me ask you guys, both of you, Johnny and Jack. Let me ask you guys honestly: if the Raiders were to sell would they be better off without a Davis ownership, or would they be better keeping a Davis ownership?
Touche.
I mean, I think
Good
you
question.
keep him right now.
What's that?
I think you keep him right now. I mean, I really don't see, Davis really knows nothing about football, and I think that's why he brought in Tom Brady, because Brady knows.
That's exactly what Spence said months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Spence was talking about that, and that's why he brings in Tom Brady, because he knows football. Davis knows nothing about football. I think everybody knows that, and so yeah, I really don't see a problem with Mark Davis as of right now.
Let me throw this to you, Johnny. Would you like to have an owner or an ownership group who is more dedicated to developing the brand of the Las Vegas Raiders?
Ooh.
Are you
says
better
the
without
Raiders,
Davis? Chewy has said.
Better without Davis. Wow.
Chewy, I'm going to say I disagree with you on that, bro. And we can talk about when we meet in person.
You better stand your ground, dude.
This league is built around a owner like Al Davis. Yes, his son Mark. Mark has done something that Al never could achieve. The Raiders moved to Los Angeles. They got their contract. Then they moved back to Oakland. Mark has now moved the team to Las Vegas, which now I can't afford to buy the tickets. I used to go to all the games in Oakland. I can't afford to do that anymore. It's easier, like Bill, like you. Let's go to the Wagners and go to Los Angeles.
I love it when you say that.
And watch a game. Then going to a destination spot in Las Vegas.
Well,
so he's making the money. He's making the money. So he did a great job. Yeah. And if right now, if my personal feeling, if Mark were to pass, the controlling ownership would be Tom Brady. I don't know how that all plays out, but he wants a football mind. He wants to get out of football. He wants other people to run it. And who's better than the guy who's got 7 rings?
Yeah.
And I've said this several times. I think Mark Davis has his focus elsewhere. I mean, someone here said boxing. His focus is so elsewhere other than football. For him to move to Vegas, going from the tax situation of California to the tax situation of Nevada, was genius. He's now got his own business development area, a booming town that was waiting for a professional franchise and could support it. Now, if he sells the Raiders to someone else, he doesn't take that massive tax hit that he would have had in California, and whoever comes in with the ownership. Actually, quick question, Jack. I'm not sure. Does Mark Davis own the stadium in Vegas, or is that owned by the city of Las Vegas?
No, it's conjures of money, but he doesn't own the stadium.
David Yonkins says a great ownership group is a huge thing for a great culture.
I completely agree. Yeah. I mean, look at the Broncos right now. They have got an ownership group, albeit it's the kids who are doing it, but the kids are dedicated to the team. They're focused on the team. They don't have other priorities out there. Their blinders are right here. If the Raiders could get something like that, then my dream that I want, I know Bill has rolled his eyes so many times, I want to see all 4 AFC West teams make the playoffs.
I don't want to see the Wagners anywhere near the playoffs.
That would be actually really cool, against every other team in the conference. That would be pretty cool, because that means it's a tight matchup and the battles would be good. So, Spence, I agree with you on that.
Even the Wagoners can get into the playoffs.
Bill, you don't want to see your Chargers in the playoffs, man?
Johnny, of all people, you had to say that? Wow.
Johnny,
see if I buy you your drink tomorrow.
Johnny, that will be put on every MHRT network show, what you just said, bro.
Amen.
Bean
the black
8452
hole
says
in
Raiders need to have the black hole back in Oakland. Do you agree?
They need some mantra up there in Vegas. They need something that they had in Oakland, the black hole. They need something
They
like
have
that.
it there. If you watch the game, they have the big banner that says black hole. I even made a flag and gave it to Johnny.
Well,
He's got
Yeah.
one.
okay,
definitely.
I'm going to say this is why it's
Definitely
never
not the
going to
same,
ever
though.
happen. The black hole, number one, it's the original spot. Number two, it didn't travel like it did in Southern California, like it was in Northern California. And number three, it's like when you're in a destination spot in Las Vegas, Raider fans sell their tickets. That's why they buy their tickets, but they sell them because you know what? It is one of the most expensive tickets you can
Hold
get.
on a second.
And as a Raider fan, you can
Ja'Quan, take care, my friend. Take care. Hope everything goes well for you, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. And David, thanks for being a member. Really do appreciate it. Thanks again. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving if we don't see you next Friday. Well, it'll be after Thanksgiving.
David, happy Thanksgiving, bro. I see you in all the chats, so I appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving and take care. Stay healthy.
Quick question. Does someone have another stream on? I hear some feedback or something else.
Yeah, I froze for a second.
Or a
that might
TV
be
that's
me.
going.
Let me send out a quick text real quick.
Not me. All right.
So Bill and Spence, I got a question for you guys. I'm looking at your guys' schedule.
Yep.
You got the Commanders, you got the Raiders, you got the Packers, the Jags, and the Chiefs. How do you
Chargers at the end?
Did I miss it?
That's home game. Wagner.
We end with the Chargers.
Oh,
we end with the Chargers at home.
So what do you feel like your schedule's going to be? Like, what's your overall record going to be after that?
Jaguars, in my opinion, Jaguars are tough right now. Jaguars are really tough right now. We play the Chiefs again on Christmas Day. There ain't no freaking way in the world the NFL is going to allow the Broncos to win that game and sweep the Chiefs in the same season. Commanders, without Jalen Daniels, I think we'll be okay with Marcus Mariota. I think we'll be fine. Raiders, you never know with the Raiders team. I know that, you hope they tank and whatnot, but you never know. Given that, Packers, you got Jordan Love. I don't know. That could be a tough game as well. They're fighting for a playoff spot. And then you have the Wagoners, the last game of the season. I have said many times, I really feel it's going to come down to the last game of the season. I really feel that way.
So, Jack,
unless things turns, but
Jack, I am staying with my prediction I made all summer. We did it several times. We went through every single game. I said we would be 14-3. We're going to be 14-3. I agree with Bill. There is no way the NFL, the National Favoritism League, is going to let the Broncos go into the Swifties' house on Christmas night and win.
And ruin the Christmas for them.
We'll beat everybody else. We'll be 14-3. I'm sticking with that. The only two games I've gotten wrong so far, I thought we would beat Indy and lose to Philly. That was switched around.
Yeah. Hey, new person in the chat says, I think it's Bobby Ariana says, all sexy daddies in the house.
Yeah. I'm
know.
too sexy for this stream. Too sexy for no.
All right, let's move on to another topic real quick. This one's amazing. This is actually the main topic of the show. It took us 3 segments to get here, but main topic of the show is stepping up for the defense. This surprises me. This one really surprises me because I would not have thought of this person setting not only doing what he did Sunday, but setting a franchise record that other prominent Bronco players, Hall of Fame Bronco players, didn't accomplish. Here it is. Mm-hmm. Broncos cornerback Ja'Quan McMillian made franchise history by recording 2 sacks and an interception in the same game against the Chiefs. Not even PS2 nor Champ Bailey accomplished that feat. Two sacks two sacks and an interception, a critical interception down near the goal line when the Chiefs were driving down to take the lead. He gets that interception and 2 sacks. That is absolutely amazing. Ja'Quan McMillian, I never thought that his name would be linked to a franchise record. What do you think, Spence?
I think this is the culture that the Denver Broncos have developed. Next man up, next team, next player up, next guy up. Everybody's got someone's back. This is how the defense is coming together. Yes, they'll give up an early touchdown. Yes, we're going to go down in the first quarter, but the defense mans up. For him to get those 2 sacks and a timely interception, he suckered. You never sucker the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. You don't sucker Pat Mahomes into making that throw. He suckered him to doing that and made a great pickoff. By the way, you want to look at National Favoritism League? That was not a block in the back against Mahomes.
Oh, no, it was.
That was, I mean, that was the Tom Brady.
That should have been a return. That should have been returned for a touchdown. Should have been a touchdown.
Anyways, but this is just how the defense steps up. We've got 2 of our biggest guys out. PS2, yes, I know someone here, what was it? I think it was Logan, who hates Singleton. That's your opinion. But he may not be the all-pro guy, but when you're in...
What's up, Zach?
But when you're part of the culture that brings these guys together and the bond that makes this defense successful, you could be low man on the statistical poll, but if you have that enthusiasm and camaraderie that's helping the culture, you're in. This is for McMillian, I'm happy for him right now, but it's now next man out. Who's going to step up when we go to Washington? Who's going to step up when we face Green Bay, when we face Jacksonville? We get PS2 back. I hope
he's going to be back.
PS2 is going to be back. Singleton's going to be back at some point. That's the culture that this team is developing on defense right now, and I'm really just in awe of what these guys do. They're not trying to go after the big bucks. They're not trying to get these big contracts. They are trying to develop a legacy that will develop their legacy after football. I commend these guys.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you guys. Like, again, he's got 5 tackles, 1 assist in that game too. So, I mean, that he leads the team with those stats as well. Isn't he replacing or the UDFA they brought in and why Barron is sitting on the bench? I mean, as a first rounder and he's playing his spot. How impressive is that?
Well, I'll tell you what, with PS2 out, we needed somebody solid. And in my opinion, McMillian is the guy that stepped up. He's the guy that stepped up. And when PS2 comes back, if you shift, in my opinion, they need to shift McMillian to the other side and have PS2 and Ja'Quan McMillian on the other side. It's a shutdown corner. It really is.
Yeah, I feel bad. And Johnny, I'll get to you after this. Moss leads the league in pass interference calls, got 2 more, one questionable one, but another one, but it's frustrating. Moss is trying, but he's making bad mistakes at the wrong time. Johnny, what do you think here?
Well, this is kind of off topic, but I actually have a question for you guys.
Our show goes off topic. We don't.
We go on tangents all the time.
Just do it.
So, I mean, for Jack as well, but how do you feel about Max Crosby right now and how he's feeling?
What do you think, Jack?
I'm going to segue into that because Max is the one person, he can potentially be a Hall of Fame player, maybe the best Raider defensive end in Raiders history. So I know, Johnny, you hear this all the time. Oh, trade Max. Let's get a bunch of like 3 first rounders. No, you don't get rid of your top talent to get hopefuls, to hopefully get more hopefuls. You just don't do it. Max is a Raider for life, and I hope you feel the same way. And he's already said that he doesn't want to go anywhere. So he said, win or lose, I'm a Raider until I die, like you and I, bro. So
Yeah, 100%.
he ain't going nowhere.
But I think what Max needs is what the Broncos defense had in the offseason. They need ownership, leadership, and the business team to say, we're developing the culture. Are you going to be the leader of this culture? And so that's the difference between the Bronco defense and the Raider defense is the culture surrounding these guys. The Broncos leadership went out and made some strategic recruitment and free agency. The Raiders did not. Now with Tom Brady leading the way, is Tom Brady going to help get those recruitments and free agency to develop that culture that you guys need?
That's a good point. Speaking of running backs, which we talked a little bit earlier in the Raiders, Gentry, great running back. Broncos are in trouble when it comes to running backs. They are in trouble when it comes to running backs. Broncos running back J.K. Dobbins was placed on IR with a foot injury, which required surgery. The injury was sustained, ironically, on a hip drop tackle against the Raiders a few weeks ago. Dobbins is done for the season, but could return. He's eligible to return if the Broncos make the Super Bowl. Any game prior to that, the league has said no. What do you think? J.K. Dobbins done for the year, and all we have is rookie in
Harvey.
In Harvey, but we also have McLaughlin, but he hasn't really done anything. So I mean, as a running game, why do you think we threw so many passes against the Chiefs? Because our run game wasn't really there.
So this is where Dobbins, the leader, now comes in. He's got to come into the training room. He's got to come into the video room. He's got to come into the facility and be a teacher and a coach to all these guys. He's got to point out where the hole is. I love RJ Harvey, but how many times, Bill, have we seen him get the ball and his first move is to go outside thinking
because that's what he did in college, and you can't do that in the pros.
You can't do that. Some of his best runs for RJ Harvey in college were draw plays that he went up the middle, that he looked between the tackles. He's not looking between the tackles. So this is where Dobbins' valuable assets are needed to teach, to train, and to get these guys thinking like him.
Now, let me ask you a question, guys, both you, Johnny and Jack, and Spence. Did the Broncos have a chance to draft Gentry, or were the Raiders higher up in the draft than the Broncos?
Raiders were higher up.
Well, yeah, the Raiders had the number 6 pick overall. You guys had what, the 20th or 22nd pick?
13.
I thought we had 12.
Yeah.
Was it 12 or 13?
We had 12.
12?
12.
Oh,
the
Vikings
were 10. Yeah, we had 12.
What year are you talking about?
This most recent draft. Oh, no. When we took Bo Nix, it was 12. But this most recent draft.
Bo Nix was number 9 overall. And you guys were ahead of us. But this last season,
we were in our 20s. You're right.
So I think that the Wagners, as Bill would like to say, I think they were number 20. I think you guys were number 22 or something like that, or vice versa. You were 20. The Chargers were number 22.
Yeah. Okay. So we didn't have a chance to get Gentry.
Yeah, the Broncos were 20 and the Chargers were 22.
Yeah. Okay. I just was wondering because I was thinking we got Harvey, and I'm thinking, well, why didn't we take Gentry?
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
and-
I think, wasn't Harvey your number? Your second round pick, if I'm correct.
You are correct.
Okay.
No, and Gentry's a great pick. I love watching him at Boise State. He's got all the talent, but
He should have stayed with the Broncos. Boise State Broncos should have been there.
yeah, well, hey, but he needs an offensive line, a better offensive line.
Right.
So
Yeah.
let's just say this, Jack, and I know this might be negative towards you. I'm rooting for you guys to lose every game.
Hey, there's nothing negative, bro. We're buds, so you can say whatever you want to say.
I'm rooting for you guys to lose every game, get better draft picks, reorganize that front office, and make.
Wait a minute. You guys talk about me being a so-called photoshopped Charger guy, and you're saying that you want the Raiders to do good. So
Because
you're really
I
a
have
closet
all-
Raider
No,
fan,
Matt just
Spence.
said he wants the Raiders to lose every game. For
He's
the
a
first
closet
time
Raiders
from
fan.
a Broncos fan, I agree. I want the Raiders to lose every single
Look at
game.
his shirt. He's even wearing silver and black.
It won't happen though because the Raiders do not know how to tank.
He's even
Raiders
wearing
end
silver
up
and black,
going off.
guys.
You know what's
Well,
you know what's
we got to give Spence this. Spence is an LA Kings fan, which the colors
Silver and
match the
black.
Raiders.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's a closet. And you guys say I'm a closet guy. Do you see any yellow or anywhere around? No, you don't.
No, but hey, Bill, I have said I do this for the perspective as I want all 4 AFC West teams to make
Oh,
the playoffs.
now he's gonna cover his keister. I can see that real quick.
You want to know something? I've got proof on all these broadcasts. I have said that. Now, once it
I
gets to the playoffs, I'm going to root against the Raiders, of course. But I want all teams in the AFC West to succeed because I want us to be the dominant division so that the NFL and the media broadcasts realize that football does exist west of the Mississippi River.
I agree with Savage 8773. Boo. Never want rivals to be good. Absolutely. Thank you, Savage, for agreeing with me. And I know you guys feel the same way, Johnny and Jack. We guys, Kona spends the most time. No salt. No
Wait.
salt. 777 spends the most time out of the group.
This is number 2. Almost done with number 2. How are you?
Okay. Number 5. By the way, Snow Salt. Watch some of our broadcasts and you'll see my wife, who's drop dead gorgeous, pop on the show. I don't need to do that stuff.
Anyways, okay, we're going to another topic. Ooh, Madunga's not even in the chat in this thing.
I know, and we're going there.
Wow. All right, let's get to this one real quick. Raider Zach says, I like Harvey, but Peyton has to feed him with enough carries to get him going and in rhythm. He's the kind of back that can take 4 carries for 2 touchdowns, but he would be better with at least 15 to 20 touches. Do you agree?
I agree to this point. And we've said it over and over. His first move should not be get the ball and bounce outside. He's got to look between the tackles and see the hole. If he does see the hole between the tackles, between the line, he will be successful. If he tries to bounce everything outside, as you saw with the Kansas City game, he did it several times. And what happened? 1 yard loss, no gain, maybe a 1 yard gain, 3 yard loss. That's what happens. This league, the defenses are much faster going sideline to sideline than they are in college.
True. This is
Agreed.
a very sad topic here, but one that I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions on because.
Hey, Zach. I was going to say, Zach, salute, bro. I see you on the Wild West show, too.
I never can figure this out. All right. Cornerback Chris Boyd of the New York Jets was critically wounded in a shooting in New York City last Sunday morning. Last Sunday morning, outside a Manhattan restaurant around 10 a.m., 10 p.m., 10 p.m., 11? No, 2 a.m. What in heaven's name of people doing out? Nothing good ever happens after midnight. Let me continue. Friends said there was a scuffle outside the restaurant and a shooting took place. He was shot in the abdomen and the bullet was lodged in his lung. The Jets released a statement saying, and this always irritates me, and I quote, "We are aware of the situation involving Chris Boyd, and we will have no other comment at this time," end quote. Why not say how you feel? Why not express concern? Why not express, hey, we're doing everything we can? Why do you say, oh, we're not going to have any more topics? We're aware of it. We're not going to have any more topics or any more comment. Really? But go back to the incident. 2 a.m. at a restaurant. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I go out to eat, I go out about 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30. I'm home, back in the car, heading home, 9:30. 2 a.m.? Really? On a Sunday when the Jets are playing that day. Or maybe they had a bye, it doesn't matter. But what are you doing out at 2 a.m. in the morning in downtown Manhattan? You guys comment. It's on you.
Bill, go back 45 years, and then you were probably out there doing the same thing. I'm sure Johnny, as a young man,
I never was
going out there.
Never. Well, I take it back.
No,
I was.
You know what, Bill? We need Johnny to comment on this because I think
because he's a young guy. You're the young guy, Johnny. I know you stay out to 2 a.m. I know that.
I am a young guy. I have stayed out pretty late, but I like to think of myself as a pretty responsible young guy. I don't really stay out past 1 o'clock. I try to be home at reasonable hours. So I mean, I know from what I hear, it's never a good thing to be out that late. There's just no reason to be out that late. You're just asking for trouble. So I mean, yeah, like you said, the guy was out at after 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was after 2 a.m. They had closed the
Right.
Apparently, and the article said, I didn't read that part, but they had closed the restaurant at 2 a.m. Everybody was escorted out, and it happened outside the restaurant, within a few yards or so of the actual entrance of the doorway. There was a scuffle. There was some pushing, shoving, whatever. Gun was drawn, shot him in the abdomen, and the bullet lodged in his lung. He's in critical
supposedly
condition.
these individuals that got into this and committed the crime were all over the Chris Boyd in the bar restaurant, and were just harassing him the entire time. And that's where, as a NFL player, someone who's of notoriety, when that starts happening, you don't start talking back because it gets worse and worse. You just
where's his security? I mean, if I was an NFL player or had a lot of money like these guys have, I'm not going out without no dang bodyguard. I'm not going out with somebody that isn't packing a piece. I mean, help me out, my friend. I mean, I'm hiring you to watch and be over me, but then again, I wouldn't be out there at 2 a.m. I mean, common sense, guys, common freaking sense.
But
I mean,
you're an NFL player. You're young, dumb. You don't understand the world, and you think, "Oh, I can go out there. I'm invincible." And this is what happens. You make mistakes. This is why, and especially in New York City, I've been there. I don't think I want to be out in New York City after 11 o'clock at night, especially
not New York, not Manhattan, not downtown Manhattan. Savage says 2 a.m. is normal for younger people, but not NFL players that have a game. I agree. I totally agree. And I mean, okay, how about the guy for the Atlanta Falcons? When the Broncos played the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl, and he was out partying and doing whatever and everything, and he was a mess in that Super Bowl. The Broncos took advantage of that with Rod Smith on that deep pass for a touchdown. But I can't remember his name. But he was out late at night, and he didn't perform well. I mean, these guys just don't get it. I don't understand.
Bill.
I mean, yes.
Eugene Robinson.
But Bill, I got one. Chewy, I saw your video. You did your live, and I watched your video when you're in Vegas. and I know you had a great time, kiddo. So that is awesome. And I'm glad we're going to meet. But I will say this. The best perspective I can put on this is Henry Ruggs.
Oh,
A high flying, wide receiver
in Vegas
from Ohio
Crashed in
State,
Vegas.
first round draft pick, driving 159 miles an hour and hit a woman and killed her and her dog.
Stop. It was at a dead
And
stop.
he's in jail right now. He's still sitting in jail. So this is what young men have to test themselves. Like when you're getting paid that type of money, and again, this is the one thing that was like the drawback about being in Las Vegas. When you're a young man, you get big money, you have no money, and then you go to a place like that where it's all entertainment. It's like, whew. I mean, I feel bad for him. I really feel bad, but he did what he did. So you commit the crime, you do the time, bro. I'm sorry.
Savage nailed it big time. He says, Shinola, youngsters should have called a Uber. I think
right. I think the Raiders have this is what I don't understand too. It's like, I think the Raiders have, from what I've heard, is they have a drive home program. And it's not the first time. I think even Snowden of the Raiders, who's on the roster right now, was sitting on, and like, Chewy, tell me if I'm wrong, bro. So tell me if I'm wrong. He was up on a curb from drinking and driving, and he's still on the team.
Gee. Amazing. Just amazing. All right. Speaking of jackass of the week, go ahead. Hit that one first. Go ahead, Spence. Hit that.
Yep. At Kona Spence, at Charger.
No. Just Bill.
Oh, okay. What do you guys think of these next games we have and the teams we are playing? And are we going to win, or what do you think? Dylan?
Hey, Dylan, what's up?
Except for the Christmas game, that is an obvious setup. I think we still win out and we finish the year 14-3. Bill, I know, has said at the beginning of the season, we don't win more than 10 games. Bill, already.
Paul, you have to be kidding me.
Whoa, Paul!
I only brought this up. I only brought this up because you have got to be. That has to be a joke, right? Or excuse me, a bad joke. He says a little DUI never hurt, and then he says, "Oh, never mind." Well, I hate to say it, but you should have said never mind for the whole thing, because I'll tell you what, any DUI can hurt. Now, I will admit that there are times in my past that I've been with people in the car with people that have been inebriated, not completely hammered, but close. And I never got back in the car with them again. It's just that ended up okay, but no, I would never do that again. Never be in a car like that again. It's not right. So Dylan says, so if you're saying if we run out of beer, we can drive to go get more.
No.
Hey, Dylan,
where is this show going? Where is this
who's
show
never
going?
done that?
Wow. Dylan, what happens is you call Walmart and you say that Bronco Bill has an account.
Oh, time out.
Oh, wait.
Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. Really do appreciate it. It's a great show, guys. I'm out. Go Raiders, baby. Chewy, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Thank you so much for chiming in.
Chewy, for you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and Chewy, I'm looking forward, eat your turkey, and then the next day we're gonna hang out. I got a place we're gonna go to. I got to set up.
Does Chewy live near you?
No,
you don't have to
Chewy is like Fresno, California, and it's like
how far away?
Because his girlfriend lives in Northern California in Sacramento, literally like a couple miles away from my house. So we set it up. We're gonna meet up and have a beer and have some burgers. So I know a place to go. So Chewy, I got you, bro.
Nice. All right. Excuse me. Let's get to the the first of 2 Jackass of the Week. And the first one involves a former Raider. Here we go.
You suck, you jackass.
All right.
Who is that, Jack?
We've mentioned this. We've mentioned this Jackass quite a few times, but I want to get your opinion on the possible punishment. Former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown could face up to 30 years in prison if convicted of attempted murder because a firearm was allegedly used, said a prosecutor last Monday in the preliminary trial. Now, let me ask you this, guys. 30 years for attempted murder because of a firearm. There's been many people who have used a firearm and been convicted, not up to 30 years. Do you think this is a statement about the NFL? What are you waving at?
Jack's son.
Oh, cool. A statement towards the NFL and a person that the NFL is using as a like I don't want to say model because that's not right. Like a person,
Guinea pig.
a guinea pig. There you go. It says Brown appeared via video at his arraignment hearing and entered a not guilty plea. Brown was released. Listen to this. He was released from jail last week on a $25,000 bond and required to wear a GPS ankle monitor. Therefore, he is up for possible 30 years in prison. He's wearing a GPS ankle monitor, and all because he didn't shoot anybody, but it was attempted murder using a firearm. Do you guys agree with 30 years?
Honestly, Bill, I think 30 years is not enough time. Honestly, like
Wow.
I'm so tired of hearing about Antonio Brown at this point. Like, the guy just needs to go away. The guy is a cancer to the NFL. He has been for some time. So I'm tired of hearing about the guy, to be honest. I don't.
Wow. Okay, so you would put him. You in your opinion, if you were the judge, you put him away for life.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What do you
I'm
think,
gonna
Jack?
let Johnny have the final word on that one. Good call.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, you want to follow up on that, or let Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny knows this. FAB, right?
Exactly.
FAB.
Exactly.
And you know, if for anyone who doesn't know what
Females
it means, look
attractive
it up.
body.
Look it
No?
up.
Females
That guy
attractive body.
is a great. He showed up at the first time, like, when the Raiders signed him with John Gruden in a hot air
Antonio
balloon.
Brown made jokes about Charlie Kirk's death.
Go on YouTube. You will see it.
Yeah,
Holy
that
crap.
he's
All right,
a horrible human being.
right now I want the guy done for life. I'm done with that, Antonio Brown. I'm never bringing. You know what? After that, I am never bringing Antonio Brown back on this show ever again. If it comes
I'll
up,
tell you,
I'm deleting it.
Antonio Brown is exactly the model that we're trying to avoid in life. He's talented, he's arrogant, he thinks he's the man, and he's got money. He thinks.
How do you joke? How do you joke about a guy who was assassinated? And I know we're not getting political,
don't
but
know any
Charlie
better.
Kirk wasn't political, huh?
Because you
Hey,
don't know.
Dylan Coon, you got some venison burgers? Man, I'm jealous. I love venison burgers.
Who's got venison burgers?
Right here,
Dylan
Dylan.
Coon, right there.
I've had venison burgers.
I had. You know what I had? I didn't have venison burger. I had at a place here where I live. There's a place called Penfolds. I don't know if Johnny, you may have heard of Penfolds restaurant. They have bison burgers. Dude, that was freaking good. Bison burgers was the bomb, man. They still have it on the menu. Absolutely fantastic.
I know we're all California guys, but yeah, I know we're California guys, but I used to live in Colorado Springs, which is an hour and a half south of Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ted's Montana Grill for bison burgers.
Yes, I have
Oh,
been there.
You
You've
know
been
that
there?
one?
No, my sister went to Colorado College in Colorado Springs, and we went there when we visited. Oh my God, what's the famous resort that's across town on the west side? Broadmoor. Broadmoor
Oh,
had
Bravo,
them.
yeah.
Wow, small world.
Nice, Spence.
Cool.
Dude, I'm impressed.
I'm a Colorado boy. You name a town, I probably have a relative who's lived there.
How about Gunnison, Colorado?
Uncle John's ex-girlfriend lived there.
Okay. How about Durango?
My Aunt Liz and
Wow.
Uncle Dave lived there.
Of course, he's making all this stuff up. So, I mean,
No, I'm not. My mom will text right away. Mom,
No, he
text
knew
and verify it.
Montana Ted's Grill, so that's impressive.
That's good. That's good. That's great.
I thought you were going to go with Meeker, Colorado, and that's the gathering point for our family reunion.
How about Fort Collins? My favorite part of Colorado.
Mom was born and raised there.
Fort Collins, your
crazy.
mom was?
Yep.
Wow.
Hey, Spence, is your family like military then? Because Fort Collins is Fort Collins. You know what I mean?
So my grandfather was part of the Department of Agriculture. He had a prominent position with them. And so that's why he lived in Fort Collins, and he taught me a lot. I miss my grandfather. He was a hard Colorado man, but boy, was he smart and savvy. And this is a guy who at age 83 was still hiking 2 to 5 miles a day.
Wow.
Paul says, yeah, Penfolds is in Temecula. Yes, Penfolds is in Temecula. Yes. Okay, we're going to go to the second jackass. And the reason why I saved this for the second, because in my opinion, it's not worse criminal-wise, but it is when it comes to doing stupid stuff. Just doing really stupid stuff. So we'll not do the jackass of the week or jackass theme again till at the end of this one. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase has been suspended for 1 game without pay after spitting on the Steelers cornerback Jalen Ramsey during last Sunday's game. The incident happened in the fourth quarter when both Ramsey and Chase mixed it up. Chase spit on Ramsey. Ramsey retaliated with a punch at Chase's face in retaliation. Ramsey was ejected, but Chase remained active due to the refs missing the spitting incident. The league reviewed the incident, and on Monday, they suspended Chase 1 game without pay due to the spitting incident. Do you guys, when you think about Kate, you're pushing, you're shoving, you're in the heat of the game, you're frustrated because you're losing this, that, or whatever. You stoop that low, a la who's that guy for the Broncos who did that?
The Broncos or for the
on the 49ers.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about. Come on.
The linebacker.
Number 53. Come on.
Oh,
Bill Romanowski.
Bill Romanowski.
I like Romo.
I love Romo. You got to stoop that low to spit in somebody's face because you're upset at something? You're irritated, whatever? Seriously?
Johnny, take this one.
I mean, what do you think, John?
Johnny.
Yeah, no, spitting is out of the question, guys. I mean, like you can't get lower than that. Like Jalen Ramsey, we all know that he's a talker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big mouth. He runs his mouth. But to stoop down to his level and get that angry where you're going to spit in somebody's face, that's horrible, and that does not belong in the league at all.
Right.
Like that's just how I feel. I mean, that takes me back to Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott at the beginning of the season, right? Like, what do you like? I actually wanted to ask you guys about that since you brought it up. Did you guys feel like Carter?
Johnny, Dylan Kuzin. Johnny, you're just chilling even if you ain't talking. That's good, dude.
I'll tell you
That's
this.
it, man.
Jamar Chase should have been suspended 2 games, and
look
here's
comfy, dude.
why. because in every post-game interview, in every post-game discussion, he's like, I didn't spit. And he
You
said,
got it on film, dude. You think the NFL doesn't have pictures? Come on.
No, they all had it.
It was definitely
But
worse that he.
how many people asked him, did you spit? And he goes, I didn't spit. I didn't spit. That should have been 2 games right there.
I never thought of this. How about you, both you, Jack and Johnny, comment on this? Spitting is a form of assault. It could be blood in the spit or something else. Wow, I've never thought of that. What do you guys think of that? It could be, what if the guy's sick? What if the guy has COVID or something? Nobody knows it. What if he's got, the flu? What do you think, guys?
Come in, JoJo.
Well, I'll say this for Paul Schaefer: like, you spit, you get hit. That's an amazing comment, and that's what you should be done. But I also see, one of the Broncos offensive linemen who used to piss his pants is now a commentator. He's like, I pissed my pants on purpose. Well, you got bodily fluids out there, right? And he's like, I don't want people to touch me, so I piss my pants before every flipping game. And I've never heard that. Mark Schlereth. I've never heard that before. I've never heard it since. He's like, I don't want people to touch me because, they know I piss my pants, so they're going to have to touch that.
Yep.
So, what is really worse? Would you want to be peed on or spit on?
Yeah, but he's peeing his own pants. He's not freaking peeing on somebody else.
Yeah, he's peeing on his own pants, but you still have to touch the guy, right, to get the room, to get to your quarterback as an offensive lineman.
Hey, maybe that's his defense, saying, okay, well, if you want to get past me, then you got to, touch where you don't want to touch. So maybe who's going to block down low anyways on a lineman? You don't block down low. Oh, can you imagine,
they're both very disrespectful. It's
well, true. But one is a voluntary act towards another person. One's a voluntary act just towards yourself.
Well, I think anyone that gets spit on or pissed on, you have the right to, again, defend your territory. Go after the guy. Like what Paul said, hit him. Don't do that. That's just wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Paul says, well, if he whips it out and pisses on you, whoa, then maybe.
Whoa. What did I just come into?
Go back and watch the last part of the show.
That is funny as hell, Paul.
Whipping it out. Come on.
No, because, okay, so
I know.
Jack, did you hear?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay. Yeah, he's talking about Mark Schlereth and everything. All right, we're going to back out of this Jackass of the Week, and we'll get into a Raider Stadium issue that is quite surprising. We'll be right back in 4 seconds.
You suck, you jackass.
Okay, this is interesting. I want you guys, both you, Johnny and Jack, to comment on this because this I find very, very interesting. Okay, Las Vegas Raiders Allegiant Stadium had a cost of $1.9 billion to build, but I guess they skimped on the roof. During the Vegas Rebels home game against the Utah State Aggies last Saturday, a serious issue arose. Vegas was in a heavy downpour rainstorm called the Atmospheric River, and the roof began to leak heavily. Apparently, they did not build the $1.9 billion Death Star stadium with the idea of having roof leak issues. Wow. $1.9 billion stadium. And they didn't take into account that Vegas may get heavy rainstorms. And it leaked. I mean, I watched video of that. It was pouring down through the roof. That is crazy, guys. What do you think?
I mean, the roof is leaking just like the team's leaking right now, man.
Right, Johnny? That's the call,
Wow,
bro.
that was the statement of the night, dude. That was the
Right.
statement of the night.
I got to give the claps on that too.
I mean, that's all I got to say about that, man.
Wow, but what do you think? A $1.9 billion stadium, and you don't take any
Yeah,
consideration
no, that's
that you
crazy.
could have, downpour? What do you think, Jack?
Man, if that happened, it is what it is. But again, Mark Davis is like charging what he's charged for tickets. It's going to get fixed. So I don't care. And I can't afford to go to the games anyways. I watch it from home. Johnny, I'm probably like you, man. Like you guys, we would mostly watch the games from our TV. So it ain't my problem. It's their problem.
Wow.
So, Jack, is it going to get fixed with duct tape or Scotch tape?
I don't. Bet.
Duct
It's
tape.
gonna be like mesh with Konas.
Yeah. Oh, Madungus has jumped in.
Oh, McDungus is in the chat. Oh, I gotta look.
Question for the panel: Do we
Oh,
cheer?
sorry, I got it.
Do we cheer for the Chiefs to win? Broncos have a 1-game lead for the AFC, or for the Colts to win? Chiefs have a losing record.
We go for the Chiefs.
We've all voiced that one, but Johnny, we didn't hear from you. We're on the Chiefs.
Yeah, you got to root for Kansas City.
Yeah. No, I think you have to root for KC. I mean, you guys have the tiebreaker, right? Or they have the tiebreaker?
Over the Chiefs, we have the tiebreaker, but over the Colts,
not against the Colts. The Colts
Not
beat
against
you
the
guys.
Colts.
So
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Colts
I
have
think
the
you definitely root for the Chiefs.
tiebreaker over almost everybody in the AFC right now.
Colts to lose.
Paul says Colts to lose. I totally agree. Wow. Biggie Bronco, you did not do that. Says, I've seen Raider fans throw beer balls and stuff that. Oh, I thought he said he did. Never mind. I apologize. He said he's seen Raider fans throw beer balls and stuff that Bronco players just last year or 2 years ago at Alex Singleton for breaking the all-time tackle record. What do you think, guys? Do Raider fans really? You guys been to Raider games? Do they really throw stuff on the field? We've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely those fans that kind of
no, what I've seen is the Broncos fans throw ice balls against Lincoln Kennedy with batteries.
Okay, well, it's nice to have you on the show, Jack.
And also, I've been at a Broncos game, which wasn't even a Raiders game. It was the Broncos versus Steelers, and sitting at the mile high, line where they draw the line, and I saw a Coke bottle thrown from a Broncos fan to a Steelers fan and hit a 14-year-old girl in the head. And it took 15 minutes for the medical team to come out there. So I don't want to hear about Raiders stuff. Again, I know we're bad in a lot of stuff, but that was really bad. So I'm just a fan of this stuff. So I don't want any violence, but that's what I've seen personally.
Yeah. Johnny, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said before, there's definitely fans. I think you can say for all 32 teams that there's definitely fans that ruin it for the people that are out there just trying to watch their team and watch the football that's being played.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've been attacked, literally attacked, multiple times going here in San Diego. Not when I was at Carson, but in San Diego Qualcomm, I was attacked. Oh, gee, at least 3 or 4 times, pushing, shoving. I mean, I'm not a big guy, so I'm easy to be picked on. But I was in the restroom, going to the bathroom, and a guy literally come behind me, grab me, hit me on the back of my shoulders, slam me into the wall in front, and tried to rip off my jersey because I was wearing a Bronco jersey. Seriously? I mean, that freaking. I don't call them fans because fans shouldn't react like that. But I call them more like thugs. But anyways, that's just. I don't agree with any of that. Why are you fighting? Can you change the outcome of the game? No. All you can do is cheer and support your team and hope they win. You can't change the outcome of the game. It's absolutely impossible sitting in front of your TV to physically. Hi, Anna. How you doing, kiddo?
Hello.
That's
Hi,
Johnny
Anna.
down there. That's
Hi.
Jack, and
Hi, Anna.
Charger Bill.
Hi, guys.
Anna, don't believe what your husband just said.
What did
I
you
am not. He called me the C word.
Charger.
I am not.
That's Eden.
No, I am not that.
Anna, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Oh my God.
Look
Hello,
how tall
kiddo.
he is. Wow, kiddo.
He's 5'6"
tall.
and 10 years old, Jack.
Whoa, he's gonna be taller than your ass, dude. I'm sorry, your butt.
Wow, this is cool. We got a family reunion. This is
That
great.
is so cool. You know, and
That's
you know,
awesome.
Smith, you saw my son, you know, walk by and it's like, yeah, I tried to get him in there. Like he didn't want to come in. I'm like, I love that your family does this because this is a family show. And
Yep.
this is why I love your show. You
Thank you.
talk to your
Appreciate it.
mom every single time that she calls, and the family's always in there. So happy Thanksgiving to your family, Spence. 100.
Oh, we got one more. Come on. Here's
Aw.
JoJo.
Hi, JoJo.
Hi, JoJo.
Hope you feel better. I heard you weren't feeling good today. You feeling better?
Do you feel better?
She's
Okay.
coming
All right.
around.
Good.
Good to see everybody.
All right.
Take care.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, Anna. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And Brando has to
Oh.
be part of this too.
Oh yeah, what a good dog.
And
Love
Rosie.
Spence. Oh my gosh, that's another one. I haven't seen Rose. That's a cute one. That's a dachshund. Nice.
These are the young wieners, and this is the old wiener.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
That's my joke. That's my running
That's great stuff, man.
joke. Did you feed the
That's
dog?
great.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Bye, everybody.
All right, see ya.
Dinner.
Thank you.
Okay. Last, like I always say every show, last two topics of tonight's show. Main reason why we have Johnny and Jack on the show is the Broncos bye week, but it's not the Raiders bye week. And we will get into their predictions and their thoughts on what the score will be when the Raiders play this Sunday weekend, when the Broncos are staying at home, relaxing and enjoying their bye week. All right. Raider fans, here you go, guys. Vegas Raiders fans are calling for head coach Pete Carroll to be fired immediately. The Raiders season 2025 has been a disaster. After losing to the Cowboys last Monday, fans started calling for his job. One Raiders fan wrote on X, and I quote, "Bench Geno, fire Chip Kelly." This is crazy. The next one. Get rid of most of the team and start over next year with something good, please. End quote. What do you guys think of that statement from a Raiders fan on X?
Go, Johnny.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bill. Say that question one more time for me, brother.
The statement was one Raiders fan
Basically-
wrote on X and said, and I quote, "Bench Geno, fire Chip Kelly, get rid of most of the team and start over next year with something good, please." End quote.
Jack, take this one real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. Johnny, I got it. It's like, this is not going to be a quick one for me because if you're talking about firing the head coach, which I'm sick and tired of firing head coaches and starting over every single year, then you got to look like who's out there. Like, who's really out there who's going to be your head coach? So, like, do you want a defensive guy? Not me. I like Patrick Graham. I like what he's done. But, other Raider fans like going, oh, we need a defensive guy. So it could be like, again, it's Steve Spagnuolo. It's like, from Kansas City. He's great defense corner, but I don't think he's a good head coach. Or like even the Chargers, Jesse Minter. I like him, but I don't want him as a head coach. I don't think he's better than Patrick Graham. But at the offensive side, I look. If I was going to say, if you're going to fire the head coach, Clint Kingsbury is probably the number one guy for me that is out there.
Oh, wow. Steven says Raiders hear the word rebuild every year. Wow.
Well, yeah, we do, but that's what the question was asked. So, but if it's just your offensive coordinator, I think Chip Kelly, and I agree with what the question you asked. I think he's gone, and I'm hoping is Mike McDaniels gets fired from Miami, and he's a great offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a great head coach, so I would really like him to come on. And the earlier question from tonight was like John Gruden. I really wouldn't mind John Gruden as long as he does not have any hands in drafting players because he can't draft anyone. Spytech, I like what he does. The Raiders rookies are to get no playing time. And we talked about scores, and then I'll bring it over to Johnny. It's we're playing Cleveland this week. My favorite player in the draft last year, which we didn't get, was Mason Graham.
Ooh.
And he's playing with Myles Garrett. That's a great combo, like the Raiders wanted to have with that defensive tackle they got from Miami, the kissing guy, bye-bye, gone. With Max Crosby, I can see what they're trying to do the same thing. I had to score 13-17, Cleveland. I had it as a loss. And I wanted it as a loss. I wanted to play hard, but I wanted it as a loss. Richie had it as 19-17 Raiders win, and DZ had it 17-16. So these offenses stink. They just stink. So that's why it's such a low score.
12-14.
You're gonna have to say it because I can't see it on my phone.
I had Browns.
So Johnny, what do you got?
Go, Johnny.
What are we talking
this
about?
this is going to be a low scoring game. The Raiders are going to lose. Shador Sanders, it's his first start, right?
Right.
The Raiders have a horrible record in the recent years with these rookie quarterbacks coming in. They don't. Shador's gonna have a great game versus us is what I'm trying to say, and then that brings me to my other point too. This is it's gonna be Myles Garrett versus Max Crosby, and I think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be low scoring. I got it 10-21.
I actually had it Browns 17,
doubled it.
Raiders 12
Wow. And where's the game played at?
in Vegas.
Vegas.
Let's just say
Wait a minute. And Shador is quarterback over who?
Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, Gabriel's hurt.
Okay. So it's Shador.
against Geno Smith.
Yep.
Right, Spence. I'm mirroring you right now, bro. Right.
I think the Raiders win this game.
I
think the Raiders win this game.
In a rational world, Bill, the Raiders do win this game.
Cleveland's not that good,
but they're good defensively. And honestly, I think Cleveland's offense scores 3 points. Their defense scores 14.
No way.
And the Raiders, and as we've discussed it benefits the Raiders to lose this game because it gives them better draft position.
I agree, but as a player, you're okay. I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask both you, Johnny, and Jack this question. Okay. Given what you've already said, that Max Crosby wants to be a Raider for life, and he does not want to play for any other team, do you really think he is going to sit back and lay back and just roll over and let the Raiders lose You don't think he has a winning attitude inside his heart and soul that he wants this team to win?
I think he does. He always has had that, but it's the surrounding cast. He can't go out there and do it by himself.
So true. So what you're saying is he'll go out there and do his best, but the rest of the team's just going to lay an egg.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you think that sends a bad message? I mean, if I was Max Crosby, I'm not going to put myself in his shoes. Let's just say I'm in that locker room going, hey, how come you guys ain't fighting? How come you guys ain't playing hard? We want to win. We're not going to sit back and just lay an egg and let the league, call us the laughing stock of the NFL. I mean, I would be irate. I'd be angry.
Unless Tom Brady has talked with Max Crosby and said, this is the vision I have for the next year to 3 years.
I can't buy that.
You can't buy it, but is that the right business perspective?
I mean, Jack, I saw you shaking your head. What do you think of that?
Well, yeah, I want to pause you guys in that because Max Crosby wants a set. He doesn't want to just be like a player to bounce on teams. He wants to hold records, all-time leading records for a team. So he's got it tattooed on his body. Being a Raider fan, being a Raider player, he doesn't want to be that guy that just bounces around. He wants to be the all-time guy. He wants to beat out a Howie Long or a Greg Townsend. He wants to be that guy. Like when you pass away, your name is still remembered every single year. People bring it up. This is that guy. So it's like I don't see Max Crosby ever going anywhere. And yet he, just like Benito, okay, we talked about Benito tonight. He took a lesser paying contract. Crosby is only getting paid $36 million a year. What is, again, playing against the Raiders, Myles Garrett, with $44 million a year? $11 million more per year? I mean, who would you rather have? Myles Garrett and then eat $11 million, or a Max Crosby and save $11 million?
Yeah.
That's the mindset that Max Crosby has.
Listen to this.
And if
Steven says,
Crosby,
imagine Tom Brady asking someone to lose. He might hope for that, but he'll never ask for it.
Yeah. No, and Max Crosby, does he want to develop a defense, or does he want to go for the gold mine? That's the big question. What's his current contract right now, Jack?
Well, he just signed that contract. I think it was like a 3 or 4 year contract. It's at $33 million a year.
Reasonable.
So, again, and Myles Garrett, like $44 million. The Cowgirls traded their player,
Cowgirls,
and he's going to get more. So, I mean, they got him on cheap. He's probably the cheapest high-star defensive end in the entire NFL. So why would you trade that asset to any other team?
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is what the Broncos developed here. You develop a culture of come and win and develop a legacy. This is what Max Crosby needs to do, but it takes leadership to be on the same page. And I don't know if leadership with the Raiders is on the same page with Max Crosby and the rest of the team. That's the big question that you guys have to address.
Yeah. All right.
Johnny, what do you think?
Go ahead. Before we get to the last topic, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. I feel like they have to continue to build around Max Crosby, especially if he wants to stay there. And like Jack said, he's a loyalty guy. He's there to stay for the long time. He wants to win with the Raiders. So I think you just continue to build around Max Crosby, and you get the quarterback in the draft, and you get some guys that can actually block for him, and I think we'll be fine. And I think if we stick with Pete Carroll, because you need consistency there. If we go through another coaching change, with the whole regime change and everything, it's gonna continue. So I think we're on the right path. I think you just got to build around our foundation.
But Johnny, let me throw this at you. Do you want to keep Chip Kelly?
No.
Yeah,
absolutely
no.
Yeah.
No.
That is one thing that you have to switch. For sure.
And I want to switch it up too. I agree. Johnny, 100% Chip's gone. So we got to find a new OC. But I got to ask, you guys as Broncos fans, you've asked us a lot. I thank you for asking us a lot of questions and being on your show. But I have a question for you guys in a way of like, what is the one spot on your team that, to make this Super Bowl run? What is the one thing that's like you feel like kind of holding you back? Because every team has deficiencies, but I see that the Broncos defense is so good. I mean, I haven't seen a defense like this in like so many years.
2015.
Yeah. And Bill, we talked about that last night, bro. And it's like, but what is the one position on your team that you feel like that could make you lose or not get to that, threshold?
Go ahead, Spence. I'll follow up.
A deep wide receiver threat that stretches the field. Someone who can run the post, who can get open 20, 30, 40 yards down the field, who stretches the field. I don't think we have that at wide receiver right now. But other than that, boy, I think just Bo Nix becoming more consistent is part two. There we go.
Steven says
Right
wide
there.
receiver JK being hurt. That's the problem. Followed up by saying red zone offense lacks overall. My comment will be this: consistency. The Broncos are not consistent on offense. If you look at the Giants game, it took us to the fourth quarter to score 33 freaking points to win 33-32. Against the Chiefs, it was 3-0, 3-3, 6-3, 6-6, 13-6, 13-13. It was constantly back and forth until the end of the fourth quarter. Sean Payton needs to soften the play calling, make it easier for Bo Nix to grasp the play calling and to grasp the playbook and work it to his ability. That, to me, is the most telling thing that the Broncos either are, if they get it corrected, they can go deep in the playoffs. If they don't, it's going to be tough because you've got tough teams. Once the playoff starts, it ain't regular season anymore, guys. It is one and done. And if the Broncos can't figure out the first three quarters and leave it up to the fourth quarter, they're done. And to me, it's got to be consistency.
But at the same time, having that mantra and attitude that you can dominate the fourth quarter. I mean, the Broncos right now are a plus 71 points in the fourth quarter. I think it's plus, if I remember right, since the Chargers game, I think it's plus almost 90. Yes, you don't want to be put into a position in the first three quarters. You have to make a comeback in the fourth quarter. But having that mantra, that attitude, that behavior that you can do it.
But do you want to leave it up to the fourth quarter? I don't.
You don't want to leave it up to the fourth quarter, but knowing that you have that confidence and that mantra gives you that extra spark. That first three quarters, that is something you can learn, you can develop. This is what having the off week, doing it against Kansas City, they stayed with them head to head. Yes, they gave up that touchdown to get behind, but they came back. So staying with your opponent, the first three, not necessarily blowing them out, which is awesome and great, but not planning to do it. Stay with them, stay close to them, take the fourth quarter. That's that attitude and behavior. And here's the other thing. The Broncos, big difference between the Broncos this year and the Broncos last year. This year, we're 7-2 in one score games. Last year, it was worse. Look at Kansas City. This year, they're 0-6 in one score games. That's the big difference between being successful and being in the situation that the Chefs are in right now.
Yeah.
I have one more question for you guys. If the playoffs were going to start today, what, because you guys are good. Hey, man, I've been like preaching your defense all year. What team scares you in the AFC more than
Colts.
any other AFC team?
Colts.
Who's in the playoffs right now?
But the season ended today. We're in the playoffs. So Spence, what is the team that makes you kind of worried more than any other team? Bill just said, the Colts. How about you?
I say Colts because we lost to them.
But let me see who's in the playoff picture. Denver.
Ravens don't. Bills don't. Bills just lost to Houston. Come on. Look at the little guy. Oh, little buddy.
Oh,
That's a
I
cute
would say
dog. What
this-
kind?
It's the number one Raider fan right here, guys.
Oh, too cute.
What kind of dog?
This is he's a Shih Tzu Maltese.
Nice.
And he's got his Raiders gear on. I love it.
That's so
That's
cool,
awesome.
man. That is so cool, dude.
Jack, I would say this, and I'm coming back to it.
What's his name? Raider?
Gizmo.
Oh, Gizmo. Nice. Oh, what's the number on the sleeve? Nothing? 00?
Yeah,
What's the
it's
nu-
just 0-0, man.
00.
Oh,
There you go, Jim
Okay,
Otto.
wait. I got to pause this. You just have Jim Otto on your dog's jersey. That is my favorite player in NFL history, for the Raiders. Jim Otto is my guy. I saw him on a black and white TV when I was 4 years old, the first game I ever watched, and it was Jim Otto. 1975, I went to the Niners Raider game. Jim Otto retired. But I still remember Jim Otto because he dominated. So you got a dominating little puppy. So that's
There you
awesome.
go. There you go. That's cool. How old?
He's 4 or 5, I think.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
terrible. I'm terrible with the age.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Okay, before we go to the last topic, I want to ask Johnny. I know how Jack became a Raider fan. Johnny, how did you become a Raider fan?
Yep.
My grandpa, my grandpa and my dad, man. My grandpa was a huge Raider fan. Obviously, my dad, followed him, and I was kind of born into it. So that's
You were born. Where were you born? What city?
I was born here, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right here in Marietta.
Oh, nice. So,
Yeah.
but your parents or your dad,
Yeah,
your
my
grandpa were Raider fans. How come they
Yeah,
were
my
Raider
grandpa
fans?
So my grandpa he's from San Bernardino, so he grew up out there. So that's what
We make money by people who do super chats.
Barry, we do this for fun and enjoyment, and whatever money we make goes to our beer fund. So we don't really make money.
Ain't no channel here. I just represent Capital Jack channels. Like I don't make any money. I love talking to great guys to here, there, and there. It's all about fun.
Steven Seal says he was born in I think VA is Virginia. And he's a Broncos fan because of his dad. Oh, there you go.
Amen.
There you go. Spence, obviously you were a Bronco fan because you were from Colorado, right?
Yeah, well, I'm from Colorado. Plus, also, my parents shipped me off to relatives in Colorado. My Uncle John took me to some Colorado football or Denver Broncos game. I went to a 1985 football game in a huge winter storm where my mom told my uncle, don't go. Of course, we went. And if you ever see the highlights, it was so much snow in Old Mile High Stadium that we got cardboard and we were going down the aisles in cardboard up against the fence.
Wow.
And we were throwing snowballs at the Charger players.
Perfect. Oh, we don't do that, but Bronco fans do that.
Well,
Anthony says Denver born and raised. His parents too. Awesome. What part of? Oh, you said Denver, so obviously Denver. Sweet.
Hey, Anthony, what part? Where'd you grow up?
That's what I'm saying. Well, he said Denver, so I'm thinking probably metropolitan Denver.
Metropolitan, Inglewood, Westchester, Westminster.
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock's not Denver.
I don't know. I just know Castle Rock is
Wait.
Castle Rock.
So living in Colorado Springs, so Castle Rock is halfway between Denver and Colorado Springs. So
There you go.
it's a halfway
South
point.
Denver, Lincoln High School.
Lincoln High School, know it very well.
There you go. There you go. So that's cool. All right. Now, last topic for tonight. And guys, thanks again, Jack and Johnny, for being part of the show. It's a bye week for the Broncos and the Redskins. I mean, Commanders. And really do appreciate you guys being on, talking some Raider football, mixing it up with some Bronco topics as well. So we're going to finish it off with the Broncos and the Redskins. I mean, Commanders not being flexed out. There was a possibility they may have been flexed out of a week from this Sunday's game. Why? Because the Redskins / Commanders have already been prime time 5 times prior. So therefore, they had the opportunity to flex out. They chose not to, and the Broncos said, we accept. Broncos could have said, hey, if they choose not to, but we don't want to, they could have flexed out. There would have been some issues there because the Redskins / Commanders are home, so they would have the last say. They said, no, we want to be in prime time. Here is the telling part of why I'm a little surprised why they wanted to stay in prime time. Here we go. The NFL has elected to keep the Broncos, Redskins, Commanders, Sunday night game, week 13 in prime time. Denver has won 8 straight, and the Commanders have lost 5 straight. Something will give a week from this coming Sunday. The Commanders have lost all 5 primetime games this season. Yep. Let's hope they get number 6. That's the reason why I'm surprised they decided to keep it in prime time, because they've lost all 5 prime time. But I don't know why they elected to keep it, but I'm glad they did. Denver will be prime time on Sunday, not this Sunday, a week from Sunday, and they will also be prime time on Christmas night, 5 p.m. against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City next month. So there's 2 primetime games, and the last game of the season against the Wagoners could also be flexed into a primetime slot on either a Saturday or a Sunday. Just throwing that out there. What do you guys think of the Broncos and the Commanders being staying in the flex of Sunday Night Football? Is that a good watch? Do you think that's going to be a good watch? Broncos 8-game win streak, Commanders 5-game losing streak, 5 losses by the Commanders in prime time a week from this Sunday.
Start us off, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, I better see you guys dominate that team. That's all I'm going to say, man.
Well, we didn't dominate the Raiders on prime time, so I don't know about that.
Who's the quarterback for the Commanders?
It's going to be Marcus Mariota.
Yeah,
Marty.
Oh, Mariota. Okay.
Marcus.
I butchered that name, didn't I?
Yeah, kind of sad that Gene Daniels is not playing.
Why? You want to see Daniels?
Well, yeah. I'm like, this guy right here knows that we all wanted Jaden Daniels on the Raiders. So, but if he's not playing, it's like Marcus Mariota. It's like, yeah, that's a whole different beast.
Do you think he's better than Jaden Daniels?
No, absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
Mariota
I would have traded multiple first-round picks for get Jaden Daniels.
Okay. The reason why I say that, Mariota looked good last game
because your Broncos are that good, where everybody should be able to in the nation, not the Raider Nation, like me and Johnny, but the whole nation of the United States of America should be able to see the Broncos play that game, because you guys are going to the playoffs and you guys are a strong team and you have a chance to win it all. So that game should always be played.
Yeah, true. I don't know. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, no, like I said, I want to see. I think it's a good watch. I want to see you guys dominate though, because Bill, I'm going to give you a hard time if you guys do not.
I know you will. I know you'll show up at the golf course going. I know you'll be in my ear. You'll be in my ear constantly.
I'll be rooting for the Commanders though.
No.
I know you will. Hey,
Go Browns.
he's a Raider fan. Of course, he's going to be rooting for the Commanders. I mean, I'd be doing the same thing. One last comment in regards to the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns this Sunday. Anybody want to put a? Do you think? All right, let me rephrase this.
I think Bill wanted to make a bet.
I was just gonna say, do you think that there should be a bet line on this, a friendly bet with all four of us? Nobody's speaking.
No, I don't want
I think we all have ulterior motives.
Right. Spence, you got it, bro.
Exactly. So it ain't gonna work.
I mean, if you're putting a gun to my head and say, Spencer, you got to make a wager, I'm probably looking at
what's the over under?
I was just looking at it.
4
36.
points.
36 over under.
And the Raiders are
Who's favorite? Who's favorite? Cleveland or Vegas?
Vegas is favored by 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
I told you they're gonna win. Because you get 3 for being a home team, and now they get they get 1 more point for being favorite. So I'd say Raiders. Okay, my final score, I never did say it. My final score, Raiders are going to win this game 17-14. What do you mean no, Spence? What do you mean no?
We want to root for the Raiders to lose so they can get better draft position.
No, we don't.
Spence, I like the way you're thinking.
But it's the
As a Raiders fan.
See, he says that because he's a closet. Look at his shirt; it's silver and black.
Right? I love it. Spence.
Come on.
He is a Kings fan.
Spence can always say that is a Los Angeles Kings shirt. It's got the black.
That's what I'm saying. Silver and black.
And Spence, Bill.
Have you noticed there is no yellow in this hat? There is no yellow back here.
Bill,
other than the
we
gold
talked
for
for
the
like
Super Bowl.
3 hours last night on the phone at Avalanche, but the Sharks did
Photoshop.
Spence's. Wait. Spence, the Sharks in the shootout did beat the Kings.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Hey, no, at least we came back and got that empty net goal to get a point. So I'm not disappointed, but I'm still I just got the look.
I know. So you just got the look. So I know, that being said, so you got to wrap up the people in the chat before we go.
Yeah.
And then you can duck out, and if you have to, and I'll close it out with these two guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of the show. David Yonkin, thank you for your comments. James Dreyfus, otherwise known as Corn, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Biggie Bronco, thank you for being part of the show. Richie Rich, love hearing your comments. See Richie Rich on the Wild Wild West show. Kolshi Brand, you're an Colts fan. Thank you for being a part of the show. Victory Lap, appreciate you being a part of the show. Logan, interesting comments you made about Singleton. Okay, we'll let you get away with that. Rod, 8672, thank you so much. Ed B, appreciate you being part of the show. Brian DeTominer, I butchered that one. Thank you for being part of the show. Beans, appreciate you chiming in, being a part of the show. Clayton Haran, thank you for being a part of the show. Jerry, thank you for your comments. Anthony, Chewy, thank you for being a part of the show. Anybody who wants to listen to Raiders information, go to Chewy, CHUYS, his podcast. Great information. Panther Prime Podcast. Thank you for being a part of the show. Aaron Curtis, thank you for being a part of the show. Marvel Save Some. Appreciate you being part of the show. Young Gonzo, appreciate you being part of the show. Bambi Ariana 21, thank you so much. Raider Zach, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate you being part of it. Savage Savvy 8273, thank you so much. Snow Salt, interesting comments you made today.
I love that one.
Thank you for being part of the show. Dylan, appreciate you being part of the show. Always appreciate you hearing you. Paul Schaefer, thank you so much. Now, it's not Kona, but it's Conservative Decker. I'm going with Kona Decker. Thank you for being part of the show. Dem Morris, thank you for being part of the show. XS Outlaw, thank you for being part of the show. Curtis Knight, thank you for participating. Steven Seal, thank you so much. Johnny 2679 and Joshua 98083, thank you for being part of the show. We appreciate all you guys chiming in, making comments. Gotta save the last ones for my mom and my dad who are texting. Sorry I didn't get more of your comments. Appreciate everybody being part of the show tonight. Johnny and Jack, thank you for joining us. Made this show a lot more fun. We're a big family here at the MHRT Network. Thank you for being a part of the show. Take it away, Bronco Bill.
All right, Johnny, Jack, don't go anywhere. I'll see you in the green room. Kona, have a fantastic rest of your evening. Happy Thanksgiving to each and everyone out there. We will see you a week from tonight, right after Thanksgiving. That next Friday, we will be here unless Kona says he can't. Are you going to be here?
It's up to the boss. You know she makes the decision at the last second.
All right, let me know. If not,
happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. And Spence, I love what you do and calling out every single person's name and writing that down. That is impressive. And you know what? That's why this show is so flipping awesome.
Yeah, we do that each and every week. Guys, have a fantastic week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. We will see you a week from Friday. Enjoy the bye week, guys. Broncos will be back live in 2 weeks. We'll talk to you then, guys. We will be here Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down 'cause the coast